to terminate today's walk in this park, which is remarkable for its views of sea and mountains, such as may have inspired Bernard Shaw's observation that whereas Ireland's men are temporal, her hills are eternal. Any child familiar with the rudiments of geology could have told him otherwise. But then, even Shaw was not immune to his countrymen's passion for inexactitude. These few acres have more than a scenic claim on our attention. This hillside is all that remains of what was called the Commons of Dalkey, where the town, I speak in the Catholic sense, the Protestants call it the village, where it now stands was once only gorse land and furze, moorland and wretched cabin. The coming of the railway in 1834 turned the wilderness into a place of habitation for the well-to-do, who were closely followed by tradespeople and members of the middle classes, who knew their place, and on that account lost no time in leaving it. The town evolved, grew, and procreated, as our presence in it bears witness. Its population is 4,700, which figure can, by simple division, be broken down into nearly 600 persons per public house. It was known to antiquity as the town of the seven castles, of which the surviving two are vermin-infested, the one being in ruins and the other the town hall. Climate is temperate, the birth rate relentless, and the mortality rate is consistent with the national average. I see that some of you become restive, and coincidentally, the licensing laws are about to be in our favor. The next of these conducted walks, so ingeniously entitled Dalkey Discovered, will take place 4 weeks from today on Sunday, June the 16th. Your guide will be Mrs. Rachel Fogarty. I thank you for your attention. Good day. Did you?
I climbed over the very tip top and down the rocks. Aren't I great? Oh, it's so steep. I said to myself, God send I don't burst into a run and can't stop.
It would have enlivened my lecture.
I saw you from the top, talking 16 to the dozen. Only I couldn't hear. But I didn't want to come down and make you nervous, so I waited. Was it a nice walk? What way did you go? What did you say to them?
You're the only woman I know who can talk while breathless.
Oh, I was dying to hear. Was it thrilled to bits?
They managed not to disintegrate. I spoke well, I think I did. It's unimportant.
Oh, do you hear him? Where did you walk them to?
To here.
Oh, tell us.
Along the metals by the old atmospheric railway, around the hill, along the green road to the Broken Cross, and from there to the old semaphore station, which, thanks to my sense of smell, I kept him from entering. Then to Tortle Cottage, and here by way of the Cat's Ladder and the Ramparts. I think I may say that I lost one or two of them en route.
And you made a lovely speech.
Not a speech, I gave a talk.
And it's not everyone they ask, they're most particular. I'm sure they didn't ask yourself a pity about them. What are they? Only from the town.
Why did you come here?
To meet you.
I'm aware of that. I asked why.
I got tired of the four walls for company. The sun was splitting the trees out. You told me where you'd be finishing up, and I said, why don't I give myself an outing, and the pair of us can walk home.
So you went crawling through the gorse like a decrepit sheep.
You put me in mind of an old statue.
What?
When I was coming down, you were sitting there with a cigarette halfway to your mouth, and not a gig out you. No more life than an old statue.
I was admiring the view.
No, you weren't. The statue by that French artist.
Not artist, sculptor.
What's his name?
Renoir.
And I'm not a sheep, Desi.
Quite so.
Or decrepit, either.
To be sure.
I know it's only your way, and you mean nothing by it, but other people don't know that. And it's not very
Could we have done?
gentlemanly. Are you not going to tell me what Ben said?
Who?
Ben Mulhall. I know you were able to, because I met Matty Dowling in the chapel yard, and she said she saw you coming out of the front gate.
Yeah. So that's why.
What? I thought maybe he had news for you. Had he?
We met in the street. I asked him if he had the results of the x-rays. He took me into his surgery. I think that being in it reassures him that he's the doctor. He gave me one of those looks of his redolent of the cemetery. Said that I should buy day returns from now on instead of season tickets.
Daddy!
He was being fatuous. Do you think that he'd make jokes in the face of having his practice diminished by another patient? He had used up his small reservoir of wit. He condescended to get to the point. My own diagnosis was correct. I have a duodenal ulcer. He is to give me a diet sheet and a prescription, and said that I am to watch myself. I told him that my name was Drum, not Narcissus.
Huh?
Of course, it was lost on him, too.
Can't you in a hospital?
Certainly not. Only a fool donates his body to science before death. Hall said that I had to drink milk instead of tea or coffee. Then senility overcame him, and he began to babble about my giving up whiskey as well. An ulcer, one lives with it, but at least one lives. Now what?
Nothing.
Not tears?
I can't.
Are you so disappointed?
Over what? I'm relieved.
Oh, yes.
That's a terrible thing
You
to
lower your
say.
voice.
Make it sound I was
Complete
just
bliss. You're easy capable of recognizing a joke when you hear it.
It wasn't a joke. I was worried sick.
I didn't notice.
I wasn't going to let on to you, was I? But let's face it, Desi, we're not youngsters. And when you get to our age...
Don't bracket our ages.
It's just the sort of thing that happens when you think it's long last, you're grand and clear, and have a chance to enjoy life. Do you know what I said? I said, no, God, not now. Not when he'll be finished with the office in August, and we can have our holiday and a rest and get a little car and... I mean...
What? Little car?
If you won't jump to it, you're as worried
You
as I was.
said a car.
When? A small one.
Do you mean a motor car?
Oh, the go?
Oh,
An entire panic.
what new foolishness is this?
We could afford it. You'd have your lump sum. It'd be nice.
How long has this been fermenting inside that brain of yours? A car. To be driven by whom, may I ask?
You could go for lessons.
You think so?
And also wouldn't hinder you.
Dare say?
The Maronis both themselves one, and he gets blackouts.
And have you yet decided where we'll go in it in this small car?
A drive.
Right.
And we could visit people. Friends.
Such as whom?
Oh, sure, you know, Shereth.
Friends, you said. Who?
New friends.
You friends.
Oh, don't be cross, Desi. I thought it'd be an interest for you.
I'm not at all cross. It's of no interest either to me or for me. You take too much on yourself. Without consulting me, you sit weaving your little webs, letting your imagination run riot. And then, when I speak to you with the voice of reason, you come crashing to earth. You do yourself no kindness at all. Look here. Don't you think that there are enough fools and blackguards walking about on two legs without my having to contend with those in motor cars as well? Driving lessons indeed.
Well, if you don't want to learn, maybe I could.
And since the entire population would take to the fields. Mortimer. Off you go, off home with you.
But I thought the two of us could...
Walk home, you said. I have a call to make.
Where? I put the leg of lamb on for 2 o'clock. You won't be late.
Have I ever been late?
No, Desi.
No. Never. Off you go then.
But it...
Believe it. I'm coming. Well, what is it they say? That those arose and appeared to many. Come in.
Well, if you're sure I'm welcome.
That's the last thing I'm sure of. I don't know whether you are or not.
Well, if you prefer, I hadn't called.
I tell you that when I hear what brought you. Oh, the same old face on you. A body dared look crossways at you.
You're in an aggressive mood.
I'm surprised, do you mind?
Well, I dare say it would be surprising if you weren't. Perhaps this isn't convenient.
Ah, don't be such a dry old stick.
Oh, I could call another time.
In another 6 years. Will you take that greatcoat off you and sit? You're wrapped up like an old mummy. In the month of May.
A prudent man waits until June.
Aye, and one day you ought to go to Met to buy yourself a new one. Here, give it to me.
Is he
Is who in?
your husband?
In or out, he has a name.
Yes. Is he here?
I'll do it to you yet, see if I don't. He's at the... There is a Finnegan. having his pint.
Pint. Singular. Are you well?
The way you see it.
Oh, fully recovered, I meant the accident.
Ah, you're behind the times. I'm over that this long while.
Well, I was concerned.
I know, I got your letter. I was surprised you didn't put mission and mass at the end of it. You sent Dolly to see me. Now, that was nice of you.
Well, you've been injured.
I do often say to Lar, I was such a good patient in put a barometer inside my legs at present. Gives me the weather forecast.
The limp is hardly noticeable. Does it trouble you?
Only when people mention it.
Well, I must say you look very well indeed. Hardly a day older.
Since when? Yesterday?
I mean, since we last...
Listen, you go past me every day in the town. I might as well be a midge of the air, or a pane of glass a body look through. If you see me in time, you go across the street. And if you don't, you put that face on you, as if there was a dead dog in the road. You're making a show of me and yourself as well.
We weren't on speaking terms.
Don't I know it?
But I am not a hypocrite. I will not affect a pretense of goodwill simply for the benefit of every prying corner boy and twitching lace curtain in the street.
Yeah, well, a nod wouldn't have killed you.
You prefer me to be dishonest.
Ah, be whatever you like. You're a bit around pill and you always will be.
I have never yet met the member of your sex who didn't prefer common abuse to common sense.
Did you come in here to vex me?
Oh, no, I did not, and your point is well taken. Whatever bitterness has been between us is in the past.
It's where?
I thought it was time we were friends again.
Oh, is that what brung you?
Brought me.
Brought you.
I thought that at our age, there aren't so many days left that one can afford to squander them in quarrels.
Yeah, life's too short.
Exactly.
So that's what brung you, is it? And so you come in here, calm as you like after 6 years, expecting to welcome them, and to be offered rashers and eggs. Do you want a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
I think there's a drop of whiskey.
Well, in that case, I won't give offense, as they say, with a refusal. The merest tincture now, it'll sharpen the appetite. Dolly is doing with a leg of lamb.
How is she?
Unchanged.
This is a certain notion of yours.
Pardon me?
To make up.
Oh, well, I had some news today to do with health. Oh, good news. I wasn't ill, but there was the possibility. A cloud threatening the autumn day.
Oh, and it's gone now.
Passing shower.
And you feel full of yourself.
That too, perhaps, but it brought home to me that one's time is finite. If instead of his execrable jokes, Mulhall had offered me that whiskey, and if his eyes had avoided mine...
What was it the danger?
Tummy trouble. And if these antennae and these had detected a verdict of another kind, I would have lived to regret... I would have regretted those 6 years.
Well, you poor this, I never know how much. 6 years? Did you ever add up all the years we haven't been talking since I knew you? How many years out of the 40? Do you know, you're an Irish summer of a man. Sunny skies one day and rain the next. For a week or maybe a month, you'd be the height of good company. You'd make the cat laugh. And the next thing, you've a face on you like a plate full of mortal sins. And you're off out that door as if there was a curtain rod stuck up you. You don't know. A cup of cold water would disagree with you.
How you say that, but in your heart you know that I am the most reasonable man in this town.
Ah, drink your drink.
As well as being a person of principle.
Oh, I know that. There's no need to tell me. You won't be 10 minutes in heaven before you're not talking to God. I don't know what to do with you.
To both of us.
Till the next time.
No, I promise. I will never again allow you to provoke me. An Irishman's claret. No finer drink.
few new bits of furniture.
I approve.
High times as you.
No, I don't say. I felt always at home here.
Alan, it was too dark. The old people, them that steady gone, they went in for that. No sunlight and everything morose and dusty. And how we get into the fashion.
Oh, no, you did.
You know, we never set foot in here except for Christmas and funerals. That was the style in them days. One room for living in, and another a museum for crack cups. The room, we called it. Who's that at the door? Father Creed. Oh, bring him into the room.
Yes.
But I made it fit. You know, it's funny. The furniture was easy enough with them. Out the door, that was that. But the smell of beeswax and the lavender bags we mother filled the house with. Nothing to bunch that. It'll bury all of us. Still, we use the room now. By me song, we do. And I had the kitchen done up as well. Do you remember how it was?
I know how it was.
See if you recognise it, come on. Do you remember the old range and the dresser and the one tap over the sink?
Not all gone.
You'll see, come on. What do you think? Mr. Covercup is in the kitchen unit and the shelves. Well, they did a fierce job of the new sink and the hot and cold. And as for the washing machine, don't talk to me. Anyhow, with that done, I thought I might as well be the devil for style and break the bank altogether. So I got the new tables and chairs.
You've done wonders.
Now, at our age, what harm is a bit of comfort?
None.
If we don't spoil ourselves, no one else will. So what do you think? Stop that!
Sorry, it's Sean. I'm sorry. What's that odious new word, that jargon they're so fond of? Functional. It functions.
Oh, I see.
I meant that the word was odious, not the room.
Yes, I know.
It was for living in, and now you cook in it and wash clothes. It suits its purpose. For mica surfaces, a refrigerator, yellow cupboard.
They're primrose.
Are they? Oh, so they are. So
I'm sure you're interested.
Now, Mary, you must never ask a man his opinion about a kitchen. Dolly now would be over the moon about it.
Yeah, well, Dolly has taste. Come on, we'll let her drink.
You call a new house. What's it cost you?
I can't make head or tail of it.
It's simple.
To them with brains.
Sure.
This bit. My friends, we will not go again.
Or ape an ancient rage. Or stretch the folly of our youth to be the shame of age.
But what's it mean?
Well, what the writer, Chesterton, is saying is that it's only natural for young people to be wild and passionate. Angry, that is. And no one minds foolishness, for it's too soon yet for them to be wise.
But you are.
No, I'm intelligent. There's a difference. But an elderly person who behaves as if he was still young, well, that's not very nice to see.
That's what this means?
Yes.
Pity you didn't say so then. No, it's me, I'm thick.
Never.
Behind the door when the brains was handed out. Is that why you don't see old people kissing and stuff?
Well, what the writer is saying is...
I mean, is it because they're old and don't feel like doing it? Or because they're old and don't want to be seen doing it?
Well, a mixture, I'd say.
Imagine being kissed by someone all wrinkled and guppy.
The next line.
And anyway, kissing is one thing, but whether they want to or not, they can't, you know.
What?
Do anything. They're not able. At least the fella isn't. The woman doesn't have to do a hand's turn. She has it easy. It's a tough outstation for fellas, isn't it? They start off in life by being not able to, and they end up in life by being not able to. It's a panic. You're going red.
No such thing.
You're so you're on fire. Answer this and answer true. Will you love me when I'm old and grey?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Is that a fact?
Well, I've said so, haven't I?
Chancer. You'd want to watch out or I might be believing you.
Look, we really ought to be getting on with this. Now, my friend, we will not go...
I'm wishing me brains in bits.
4 more lines.
Let me off then.
2 minutes, I
Well, you
promise.
can't refuse.
Don't do that.
I'll give you a kiss.
No.
What?
I said no. I don't buy affection, thank you.
I don't buy affection, thank you. Talk about a dry old stick. Do you know what they call you in the town? Do you know their nickname for you?
And all because you can't have your own way.
Mammy cough bottle.
Or stretch the folly of our youth to be the shame of age, but walk with clearer eyes and ears the path that wandereth, and see undrugged in evening light the decent inn of death.
Mammy cough bottle.
Chesterton saw death the country inn,
Did he?
a place of shelter.
Wasn't he great?
He employs a method.
What's our night off? Don't do a sulk.
Failed that exam,
There's a blue moon out. We agree at last.
and you could pass it.
No bother, like winking.
You have a good mind, fine, quick.
I'm demented. You be driven distracted. I get up in the morning and there's a mirror in the door of the wardrobe. I look in it and there's this person staring back at me. But it's not the person you see. God knows what she looks like.
You make difficulties.
Ah, yourself from bloody Chesterton. I'm unfortunate for the pair of you.
He's easy.
I'm sure that them that had a schoolmaster for a dad.
That has nothing to do with it.
Not much. You bet it into you. Lark Burns told me.
Ignorance.
He says you are.
When did you see him?
He said you were never let out after tea, and your dad would take the cane and blade the legs off you.
He's
he
a-
says the roars off you.
He's a liar.
The whole town knew it. Your dad used to preach you.
I never roared. That's a lie.
My dad gave me the strap once.
When?
I missed the last tram home and had to put it out. I was 16. I walked in the door and he was weak from worrying. He asked me if anyone had laid a finger on me, and when I told him no, he murdered me.
My father.
What?
Well, it was in case the others might think I was his favourite. He wanted to show them how fair he was.
Well,
So he'd pretend I was daydreaming or whispering or copying answers.
leave off.
Rob, get out of here. And always on the legs. Never the hands, for he wanted to be sure I could do homework.
My dad would have went to the school.
I lacked that advantage. He gave me extra subjects, you see. 3 hours each evening, and he'd examine me next morning before school. He wanted me to win scholarships. A teacher's son, he'd say, a boy with brains ought to be ashamed to be paid for. And if my work were poor, if it were slipshod, he'd take out his cane and lift my chin up with the tip of it. I want you to know why I'm doing this. Let the others, the duds, the idlers, let them work in tramyards or on the roads or draw the dough. Let them live in public houses when they have money and on street corners when they have none. But not you, by Christ, no. Excuse me. An education, that's what puts the world inside of you. And in years to come, you'll cry salt tears of gratitude for this. For I am the only one you'll ever call your master. He used a thin cane, one we nicknamed a whistle. I was the envy of every boy in the class, for I was first into long trousers. You know, he's dead these 9 years.
He was killed, wasn't he?
Yes,
In the tunnel.
yes.
Were you sad?
The first thought I had was, no cane tomorrow.
And then were you sad?
I think so. I was 15 and wanted the moon and couldn't have it. I wanted my father alive and myself an orphan.
Chancer.
Truly.
Still, you got on thanks to him.
How got on?
If he hadn't been so hard on you, you wouldn't be made for life today.
Is that what I asked?
My dad says so. He says the civil service is a Bobby's job. He says you'll be a great catch.
I'm sure.
Someday,
He said that?
for someone,
Nonsense.
whoever she is. Of course, the way my dad drops a hint if it fell on your head, it would kill you.
What hint? What about?
What hint? What about? You're so innocent, you'll skip poetry, won't you? Anyway, I'm not going to get married. Not to anyone. And least milky and watery for me. There's a nun inside of you.
What?
A nun.
Really?
A Carmelite. Well, it's time you were told.
Yes, I dare say it is. Good heavens, speaking of time.
Now you're in a wax.
Not at all.
Yeah, so you're raging.
No, I'm not.
Then where are you going?
Home to the convent.
Are you messer to get you?
I do.
Listen, sit down.
Look, I have to go.
Sit. Why do you pick on me to persecute? We're night and day, chalk and cheese. I'm not your sort. So why? What's the fake attraction?
You're a very,
Go on.
very fine type of person.
Would you say?
Mind, I'm no fool. The first time I saw you in town, I said to myself, she's human. She'll have faults just like anyone else. And it's true. I mean, you fritter away your time with such rubbish. You moon over the latest crooner on the wireless and whatever the most slobbery song is. Your head is filled with film stars, with the divorces and carryings on. You have a mind like a maid. And you don't read. That's one thing I just cannot understand. Whenever I open a book, it's the beginning of a journey. And you hang around with corner boys like Lark Harris. Well, do you know he goes into Larkins? Well, it's no wonder you picked up the habit of talking about people's bodies and such, well, honestly.
But I'm a fine type of person.
Oh, yeah,
And the pair of us are a match, you'd say.
that's what I'm saying.
I'll do it to you yet. See if I don't.
Do what?
I go on home.
And that's another little fault of yours. You fly into moods for no reason at all.
Will you buzz off?
Before I go,
Goodbye.
if you'll allow me to make the whole evening seem worthwhile,
Will it?
let me.
Well, all right. Don't take all night about it.
For there is good news yet to hear. Fine things to be seen before we go to paradise by way of Kensal Green.
What's that? Oh, sacred heart, Desmond, don't let it come in! Don't let it come in! Save me, Desmond, don't let it come in!
How are you, mate? I bet I shook you, huh?
It's you, you bugger! It's not worth me salt. It's Lar.
It's happy Jay, would you look who's here? It's the comfort lumps and did never know them pig, what?
That's what I said.
Ah, sure, me young flower, put it there. Well, it's high time you came to see us. We missed you. Are you informed?
I'm told so.
And the hatchet's buried, what? The pipe and pieces lit, yes.
Takes me